We've released a new set of landing page templates for Thrive Architect. In this video, I'll give you a quick tour through those pages, and we'll also discover a few things about why they are designed the way they are, with some interesting lessons for web design, even if you don't end up using these particular pages. Hello, I am Shane Milach from Thrive Themes. And this new set of landing pages that we've just released for Thrive Architect is called Flat 2.0. And here's a quick look at one of the pages. Now, before I show you all of the rest of these pages, let's quickly talk about flat design. Flat design is the basis for almost all of the web design trends that we've seen over the past several years. And it is opposed to what is called skeuomorphic design, although skeuomorphic is just like a pretentious designery way of saying realistic. And to show you the difference here, here's an example of the Chrome logo, the old Chrome logo. This is a skeuomorphic realistic rendition. It looks like an object made out of metal. It has textures and shiny surfaces and so on. And here's the newer version, the current version of the Chrome logo. And as you can see, this is much flatter. So that is basically the evolution that happened in design, specifically in web design, from realistic to flat. Here's another example. Logos are pretty good for this, right? The Safari logo or icon, this is what it used to look like, and these days it looks like this. Now, if we were super strict about flat design, it would mean that we construct everything in our design using just flat shapes, monochromatic shapes, no gradients, no shadows, no nothing. So in that case, the logo, the Safari logo, would look something like this. But going this far, making things completely flat, is actually not what flat design is about. The benefits of this, it's not just a way of making things look a certain way. It's not just a design language. It's a specific design language for web design. And here's why. If we take a look at these two logos again, the Chrome logo, the old one, the new one, the flat one. The file size of the new logo is about half that of the old logo. And the larger the image, the greater this effect would be. So if you have a very large, realistic looking image, the file size might be 4 times, 8 times, 10 times larger than a flat equivalent. And that is simply because in a flat design, there is a lot less information. So there's less information that has to be processed, that has to be sent from a web server to someone's web browser. And this is true for an image, but it's also true for design in general. If you have flat design on a page, so you don't have gradients and drop shadows and rounded corners and all kinds of stuff everywhere, that basically means there's less information that needs to be downloaded to render that page. So the idea of flat design is that you can create something that looks just as good as a non-flat design, but it takes a lot less data, and so it loads faster. Now, on our side, for building websites, there are further advantages, because not only do we like fast websites, that's always a good thing, but also a flat design is much easier and faster to edit as well. I mean, if we just take a simple background color, for example, if you want to change that color, there's just one thing you have to change. But if it's a background color with a gradient and with an inside shadow, that's already 2 or 3 or 4 colors that you need to update in order to edit that design. So with all that said, let's have a look at the pages in this set. The first one is this right here. This is the Flat 2.0 homepage. And as you can see, we're using bright, clear colors. We're using mostly monochromatic backgrounds and surfaces. And we also use these images that are kind of like icons. So these image files here are also following a flat design language, which means they're very small image files. And this is what the page looks like. So what we have here is a homepage that would advertise a simple service or app. And we also have a button that opens up a lead generation form. And of course, you can also turn this into a buy button or something else. Now, one thing I want to note is that this is deliberately not a strict flat design. And we use this to our advantage, especially with this button. So this button is deliberately not strictly flat. As you can see, it's lifted off the page. It's made to stand out from the rest by having this slight 3D effect with the bottom border and a subtle drop shadow. And this is something that's really important because a strictly flat button doesn't really look like a button, it just looks like a rectangle. It's not so clear that you can click on that. But also, we want our calls to action to stand out, and if everything else on the page is flat and just the button pops out, that's a really good way to do that. All right, let's move on. This is our home page, like I said. The next page we have is a lead generation page. So here, the idea would be you have a very simple free offer and you advertise it with just a couple of elements. You have a clear headline and you have a statement about what this is, what the benefit is, why you should sign up. And then we simply have 2 testimonials. This is a very minimal combination of some really effective conversion elements for a simple lead generation landing page. This button also links to this lightbox that you can connect to your email marketing service and you can customize any way you want. Next up, we have an email confirmation page. So if you want to send people to a confirmed opt-in process, then you can send them to this page that simply tells them, here's what to do next. Go to your inbox, click the confirmation link. And it's very simple confirmation message. It's just designed really nicely to make that a good user experience. And then finally, we would have the final page in the process, which would be the download page. If you offer something like a downloadable PDF or something like that, here it is. And on the download page, instead of just going, okay, here's your PDF and that's it, we take this a bit further. We say, okay, you can download your PDF right here, but then it also advertises what to do next. So in this case, we say, hey, stay in touch with us. You can link up these icons to your social pages. And we also add this block here where you can link to a blog post. So this is where you want to pick a specific piece of content on your website. One that it makes a really good impression on a new subscriber, maybe an especially in-depth, valuable guide, or maybe just one of your best pieces of content, or also maybe a piece of conversion content. If you're not sure about what conversion content is, I'll link to the blog post that explains that below. And so you would advertise this blog post right here prominently. And this is an important factor here in this landing page set. The idea is that if you have this lead generation process, you want to make sure that you don't just dump people on a page that says, okay, you've signed up, that's all, right? Instead, you want to make sure that there's some continuation and encourage new subscribers to continue engaging with you, to maybe connect with you on social, or to continue exploring your website or your content. All right, so that is the concept, and those are the design lessons behind the new Flat 2.0 landing page set. If you are a Thrive Architect user, you can start using these landing pages right now. Simply open the template cloud and load any of these pages that you like. Let us know what you think of these new designs, and if you have any questions or feedback, just leave a comment below. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.